With the release of the puppet cover, some FNaF fans have been debating about the identity of one of the new characters introduced in the second story of this book, Coils the Birthday Clown. But is Coils really a new character, or is he just a rehash of a clown animatronic we've already seen in the FNaF games? That's the question that inspired today's video, where we discuss the Fazbear Fright story called Jump for Tickets and investigate to find out what is the true identity of Coils the Clown.
Let's join in the fetch. Don't care if I make a mess. Let's join in the fetch. It's what you say, I become obsessed.
Before we start this video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I actually have a second channel. This channel is not a FNaF channel or a gaming channel like my main one, but it will be primarily a superhero one. I'll mostly do Marvel content and some occasional DC videos. If that's the kind of stuff you like, please do subscribe. Also, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you do go on to enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing. It really helps me out, it's free, and of course you can always change your mind if you want. So now with all that out of the way, let's just get into the video. Jump for Tickets is a story about a kid named Colton. He's trying to save up his tickets at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza so that he could purchase a gaming console, which is better than the one he has himself. There's one attraction called the Ticket Pulverizer that can win you a lot of tickets. The Ticket Pulverizer has a platform that you stand on, and you have to jump to push it down, which drops tickets from the ceiling. The thing is, the Ticket Pulverizer is rigged to work better for little kids. So Colton decides to rig the Ticket Pulverizer himself and make it work better for kids his age. But while he's doing that, he has to crawl underneath the platform, and he ends up getting locked down there and he can't get out. So in the morning, the kids jump down and crush him under the platform, and they realize it's not going down as far anymore. Yeah. Then the clown starts acting really sad, which is not normal behavior. Its large grin turns into a frown, and the clown literally starts crying. Then Colton's resented cousin, Aiden, goes up to the clown and tells him not to be sad. He also says he's been saving up his tickets to buy something for Colton. This ending is genuinely sad in my opinion, but yeah, now we've gone over what the story is about, now let's get into the theories. Before we talk about who Coils is, I'd like to briefly discuss a theory I came up with while reading this story. Colton definitely seems to be a parallel to Michael, based on the way he acts, how grumpy he is, and even resents his younger cousin. So that gave me a thought. The whole premise of the story is Colton rigged the Ticket Pulverizer, which ends up biting him in the ass in the end, so yeah. So what if Mike in the games rigged something? What if Mike rigged Fredbear? And no, I'm not going to say he wanted to kill his brother, I certainly don't think that's the case. I just mean, Fredbear's mouth is really small. Looking at it, there's absolutely no way you could fit a kid in his mouth. So what if Mike rigged Fredbear to make it possible to fit the crying child in there? But maybe he hadn't done a well enough job, and the pressure of the bite victim being in there caused it to snap back into its original place, and that's what caused so much pressure on his head. It's obviously not confirmed or anything, but I just think it works for the story, and it would add more depth to Michael as a character and the guilt he'd feel, which is also explained more with Pizza Kid. So now that all that is done with, let's talk about who Coils could be. Let's start with the least likely option, which is the Fruit Punch Clown from FNaF 6. The only real connection between the Fruit Punch Clown and Coils is the fact that Coils has, coils for arms, and the Fruit Punch Clown has coils for a neck. But the problem with this is that Coils was stated to be kind of lanky, and the Fruit Punch Clown is a fat ass. The Lemonade Clown from FNaF 6 is a slightly more likely option than the Fruit Punch Clown because of the fact that Coils was stated to have lemon and lime colored stripes on his body. The Lemonade Clown certainly has lemon colored stripes, after all his name is the Lemonade Clown, but the same problem occurs here as with the Fruit Punch Clown. Both are really fat. Also, while the Lemonade Clown does have lemon-colored stripes, he does not have the lime-colored ones. Next up, we have the option that most people have attached to, which I actually agree with to a certain extent. People have theorized that Coils is the animatronic that the Cislocation Ennard mask belongs to prior to Cislocation. As I've said, Coils was said to have lemon and lime-colored stripes, and on Ennard's head, we see he has a hat with lemon and lime-colored stripes. Now, there's one more animatronic that I think Coils could represent. It is partially because of the design, but it more so has to do with the actions of Coils. Coils in the book may seem aggressive at first, but when you stop and think about it, Coils was trying to stop Colton from going onto the platform. And when he fails to stop him, Coils gets killed. What if Coils was trying to save Colton? It's also worth mentioning that Coils is kind of like a guard of the ticket pulverizer, kind of protecting it, and the clown is pretty smart. It knows that Colton was gonna die, and when Colton breaks into the building, he knows Colton is there, and he moves around the building too, kind of like you might say he's always thinking, kind of like how the phone guy describes the puppet way back in FNaF 6. He's always thinking, and it can go anywhere, kind of like how Coils walks around the location when he realizes Colton is there. And him guarding over the ticket pulverizer could be a reference to how the puppet is kind of like a guardian over the lost children, and she tries to save their lives, like how Coils tries to save Colton's. Coils is also described as having jingly bells around his body, kind of like the security puppet's hat. The puppet is also really lanky, like Coils, but he doesn't have lemon and lime stripes. Another thing is that after Coils dies, Coils' big smile becomes a frown and he starts crying. Starting to cry seems like an oddly specific detail, and it really reminds me of the puppet's permanent tear tracks. Plus, his smile turning into a frown could actually be a reference to the fan-made version of the puppet from Five Nights at Candy's. Pretty sure his name was Vinny, but I'm not sure. But the important thing is that he has blue blushing instead of red tears instead of blue, and he frowns instead of smiles. That part may be a stretch, but it's just something I thought about. Also, Coils crying after Colton dies was an odd detail to include, and at the end he even hugs Colton's cousin, an event that the manager or employee, whatever he was, even considered weird, behavior that is not supposed to happen. So it seems like Coils, goddamn, I keep mixing up Colton and Coils. It seems like Colton was actually ended up possessing Coils. So hold on here. Colton died and ended up possessing an animatronic clown that was trying to protect him? Sounds oddly similar to how Charlotte was killed and possessed the clown-looking animatronic puppet, which was literally designed to keep an eye on and protect Charlotte. So I think Coils has plenty of connections to the puppet, but that doesn't mean people are wrong in saying he is pre-Ennard. Let's think back to MatPat's location prediction video. He predicted that Ennard was a new revamped version of the puppet. If you look at the shape of Ennard's head, it's pretty similar to the puppet. But we all know Matt was horribly wrong about that theory. Or was he? What if Ennard was originally a funtime version of the puppet? That is actually what I believe Coils to be. There's not a massive amount of evidence suggesting this, but I think it would make a fair amount of sense considering Coils has a bunch of similarities to both. So what if they are one and the same? But yeah, that's all I really have to talk about for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Impulse7 out, and peace.